Are we bothered about the Joshua fight? I think we are, you know. I think we want to know how he gets on, don't we, against Franklin. There can only be casuals now that think he's average at best, yeah. I mean, I don't mind the guy. I mean, I used to work with him, as a matter of fact, yeah. Only a short time. And he was alright. It's the same as he is now. That's why when everyone says, oh yeah, he's not being himself, he's being media friendly. It's exactly how he was, man. That's exactly what he is. He's a middle-class boy from Watford. Yeah, that's what he always was. You know, he's no gangster. When I worked with him, he said, yeah. Oh, I got caught with a hold all full of weeds. Now I'm just concentrating on my boxing. Yeah. I didn't realise he was serious into it. So I left that job, yeah. And then I was watching the Olympics, semi-final, I think, and I seen him. I thought, oh, that's that fucking Anthony Joshua that I used to work with. Oh, right, yeah, watch it. I don't know. I have to watch the Olympics again, but as far as I remember, this is how I recall it. I recall that he lost the semi-final and got fucking a points decision out of nowhere. And as far as I remember, the final was tight as well when he got that decision. I may be wrong. I might have to go and look at it again, but that's how I remember it. So what's he done since then, man? Not much. I never blamed him, you know, because other people should know better. You know, he's like 5 fights in, everyone's talking about him like he's the greatest heavyweight of all time. I mean, he never looked like being the greatest heavyweight of all time. He nearly slipped up against Dillian Whyte, you know. Dillian Whyte had 5 fights, you know, at that time or something like that, you know. Yeah, he beat Klitschko, but I think Tyson Fury said it best, like, it was a case of Klitschko saying, yeah, come on, Eddie, do you want me to knock your boy out or what? You know, come on. He's had a lot of help in his career, I reckon. And then he's talking about being humble. I've never seen him be humble before in my life, yeah? So I didn't mind him anyway, like I said. I didn't like the fake gangster shit, because I know he ain't a gangster, but it's when he started talking all this Africa stuff, you know, superior black race and all that shit, you know, and when, the whole Black Lives Matter thing, when he got involved with that, I mean, that was embarrassing for everybody concerned, wasn't it? But, you know, someone like Anthony Joshua, he's got everything on a plate for him, you know. The people love him, don't they? You know, he's been treated like royalty in this country despite being a shit boxer, so what's he got to complain about? But yeah, so he's fighting Franklin, yeah? So who is this Franklin? He's a nobody. We've never heard of him, have we? You know, and then he gets a near loss against Dillian Whyte. I mean, I only saw the highlights, but it looked close. But, I mean, it looked like a Dillian win for me. But, yeah, people say it's controversial, but so what? Dillian's on a massive slide. Whatever's happened to Dillian Whyte, I don't know. But he's on a massive slide, so it ain't no big thing. This bloke's had 2 fights in the last 3 years. What happened to ring rust? I thought people got ring rust, but not him. He's obviously a challenger. And why is he fighting AJ anyway? I thought the winner of that fight was going to fight AJ. And Dillian won it, and now Franklin's fighting AJ. So I don't understand that anyway. So then he goes and gets beat twice by a cruiserweight. I mean, that is unforgivable. I mean, once you could write it off, but twice, you know, and he's supposed to be this big bloke. That's the whole point of him, you know, he's massive. You know, he reminds me of the Ultimate Warrior, you know. He's massive, you know. He looks the part. He looks perfect. He talks a good game. He's nice. You know, he's throwing his little combinations. He looks the part. He comes in the arena. Everyone's excited. Everyone's cheering for him. He's doing his ring entrance. He's done all his, you know, media before. He's been on Graham Norton. He's done all this. He's done all that. Yeah, and he gets into the ring and he's basically shit at boxing and he starts gassing after about 5 minutes. That's basically the Ultimate Warrior to a T, you know what I mean? That's what he's like, innit? I mean, I don't, like I say, I never blamed him because he's being hyped up by people that should have known better, yeah? And the casuals, they don't care. They just want a face to cheer on, you know? But he took it seriously. I mean, you start calling Lennox Lewis a clown. When you start calling Lennox Lewis a clown, you have to beat Alexander Usyk, yeah, very convincingly, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but he didn't, did he? And not only that, afterwards he starts crying like an idiot, throws the belts out the ring. I mean, what's all that about? Oh, that's crazy, you know. So that's why we fell out of love with him. You know, before that, you know, he seems like a nice, charismatic guy, you know, but there's something not right in his head, you know. He looks spaced out half the time. He talks absolute fucking gibberish half the time. That's like the Ultimate Warrior as well, isn't it? He just comes up with some crap. I remember, you know, he was talking about you know, he was trying to get a Dr. Dre Beats, like a sponsorship from Dr. Dre Beats headphones, but yeah, he never got it. But he's hustling, so what he's going to do is wear them anyway, so people see him wearing them, and he's going about it that way. I mean, the bloke's fucking deluded, you know. And yeah, and people say he's gay and that. I think, yeah, I'm not sure if he's gay. I think he's been bummed a lot, yeah. He looks like he's been bummed a lot, yeah. I don't think he's got a choice, you know. And there's his little partner there, a.k.a. Skins, yeah. I mean, I remember that with Cougar, wasn't it? He was interviewing him, they were in the car, and he introduced the smart man, a.k.a. So I started going on some drivel about him. I thought, there's something weird going on there, but... You know, he surrounds himself with weird people. He comes out with weird things, and, you know, I just think he's like a rabbit in the headlights sometimes. I just think he's being played from pillar to post, and I think he's been bummed to death. And I can almost pinpoint the point. A couple of years ago, there was an interview of him in, I think it was Saudi or Dubai or one of these places everyone goes, and you can just tell he'd had the weekend from hell where he'd had everything spelt out for him. Yeah, this is what you're here for. Yeah, this is who made you. Yeah, and this is what you're going to be doing from now on, you know? And he's not quite been the same since, you know? Not like I say, not like he ever was anything, you know? He never had a chance. I mean, he should be talking about challenging for a title, you know, not after 5 fights or 10 fights or whenever it was. You know, he should get fights under his belt, but he came in as if he's the expert, as if he knows everything, and as if he's the best that's ever been, you know. He talks a good game. In this fight, he's talking exactly the same as he talks before every fight, and, you know, and it just doesn't come off like that. So we'll see what happens tonight with Franklin. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think Franklin's got a chance. Like I say, 2 fights in 3 years. You know, he did half well against Dillian. Dillian ain't all that. You know, we don't know what his chin's like and everything, but, I mean, he doesn't look all that slick. And, you know, Joshua should finish him off. He should do. He should. In the first 5 rounds, he should. Well, he needs to, because he'll be gassing otherwise, won't he? And he's coming heavier than he's ever been before. When the last fight, he was whinging about how hard it is for someone as heavy as him to, you know, box, basically. You know, and then he comes in heavier. Yeah, because he wants to knock him out, doesn't he? He wants to knock him out impressively. Well, let's see if he does, because if he doesn't, it's going to be embarrassing for him. But everyone will probably make excuses and carry on, but, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens, won't we? But I do predict an early knockout for Joshua, to be honest. I mean, I was thinking when everyone was hyping up Franklin, but look, I really don't think he's got a chance. But against Joshua, you never know. You never know, because Joshua is pretty shit at best, but he's also a bit of a complete maniac. So you never know what will happen. You don't know what's going through his head, so we'll see. Enjoy the fight.